I keep having the same dream. Everywhere I look, people are being replaced. The last time I had the dream, I was walking down the school hall. And that's when I started to notice that something's wrong. Everyone I cared about has been systematically replaced. Why are they replacing every single character with someone who is diverse? It's like, it's not our fault, it's because of Kathleen Kennedy. Because Kathleen Kennedy says, put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more fascinating. And then Bob Iger is all like, yeah, it's gonna have an
Eric, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I had a dream that I was replaced by a diverse woman.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy. Will you check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there?
I promise there's not.
I'm scared, Mom. Will you please just look and make sure Kathleen Kennedy isn't...
Now you know how South Park is. They're not shy about stirring the pot. They're poking fun at Disney big time. They flipped the script on Disney's latest moves, swapping the races and genders of characters like it's a game. They're pretty much saying, hey, look, Disney is just mixing things up to show they're all about diversity, but South Park is calling it like they see it, making it a whole joke in their episode. And let's talk about Disney getting all woke. It's like every new movie has to tick off some checklist, different race here, new gender there, all in the name of empowerment, but at what hat cost? Classics like Snow White and The Little Mermaid are getting a total makeover, and not everyone's happy about it. It's like, can you imagine turning on Snow White and not recognizing any part of the story you grew up with? That's what's got some folks scratching their heads, wondering if Disney's lost the plot while trying to keep up with the times.
I don't want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have. When I tell you that it's hard, I just mean to be inside my brain. And I'm there 24/7. I can't get out.
Huge Disney fan like all of you. This is the biggest dream come true I could possibly imagine for myself. Thank you all for making it possible and being excited.
Second film.
I know.
How do you describe that experience?
It's so weird.
And like not okay. No pun intended. Lightning struck twice for me. I feel like the luckiest. Just ridiculous. I can't believe this is my life. I cast as Maria. I got it. I'm like looking around and there's this huge poster of my face and I'm like, who is that? I still can't process it.
It came out in 1937 and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that.
Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again.
It's just the weirdest thing, but it always happens to me, and I'm always have to just pretend that I don't always spend my time here. I swear to God.
Is that your favorite ride? I mean, that's a weird thing that you are Snow White now.
I mean, It's one of the original. I'm a really big Disney fan. I grew up at the Disney parks. My parents took me every summer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so it's like, it is. It's part of my upbringing. It's my favorite.
Let's not skip over the big shifts in the Snow White movie. They've pushed aside the classic love story for a more feminist take. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing bad about empowering women, but many fans are scratching their heads, wondering why the romance that's central to so many memories of Snow White had to go. This change has sparked a lot of debates. Traditional fans who cherish the original are feeling sidelined. They're asking if it's barely recognizable. Is it still Snow White?
We made it pretty clear that Disney was not making a Snow White film. So the only possible reason that they still make a Snow White film is to do everything they can to destroy the memory of the original film and ruin it like every other franchise they've touched. For Disney, as you probably remember, all of this publicity, the Zegler interviews, the Daily Mail leak, caused a lot of unexpected, for them anyway, pre-production problems. People weren't supposed to see and understand just how unwatchable the new Snow White was going to be. It was supposed to be, kind of a surprise, but now there
has brought me greater joy than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies, constantly race swapping or religion swapping.
Rachel Zegler is facing major backlash as Disney punishes her after the disastrous test screenings of Snow White. The actress, known for her controversial statements, has had her personally written songs cut from the film, and fans are furious. Disney is scrambling to salvage the project, but their decision to target slur raises questions about the future of the film. Could this be the beginning of the end for both Zegler's career and Disney's struggling live-action remakes? Is Disney determined to sink Snow White, or will they finally listen to the fans? Let's dive in.
Let's talk about Rachel Zegler for a moment.
She's an actress who did star in the remake of West Side Story by Steven Spielberg. And she's recently been fired from Disney's remake Snow White that she was starring in. Rachel has been problematic really since the beginning of her...
A number of different people.
Oh, God.
That this human being
No.
might be the worst or best, from some perspective, at breaking on set.
Yes. Only Jack Dylan Grazer said that. Because if Zachary Levi said that, he just learned that yesterday. And he never... So he's a liar.
On set, rumors of her behavior and how unlikable she was to work with. But also you can see that privilege and personality come out in some of the interviews.
Headline news and pissed off every angry blog because she was seen as unbecoming for getting the leading role in Snow White in the live action, only to often voice how much she hates the
Scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. Weird.
People said she came across as arrogant, ungrateful, and out of touch when she was asked on the red carpet for Shazam, a Marvel film, why she wanted to be a part of the Marvel Universe so bad. She just needed a job.
Do you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job.
People say she seems very self-serving with this cropped, very viral video of her talking about the story.
There are 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed.
Breaking news, Rachel Zegler is worse than we thought. And she's turning many people against her new Snow White remake with a whole string of horrible, pompous interviews. Like, at first I was biting my tongue about this whole thing because I'm like, it's kind of weird that they, hired someone who isn't white to play Snow White. But now she's literally admitted to watching the old Snow White movie, like the original Disney film, and she said she didn't even like it. What? And she called Prince Charming a stalker and a weirdo. So you're telling me Disney hired this person to be Snow White? She's not white. She hates the story. She thinks the story was weird and stalkerish. And then Disney recasts all the dwarves into the 7 they thems. I don't care if you're on the left or the right. How could anyone before this movie? It makes no sense to me. I honestly don't even know why this movie is called Snow White anymore. It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with their story. The dwarves aren't in it. Snow White isn't white. The person playing Snow White hates the story. It makes no sense to me. I've really been trying to give this movie the benefit of the doubt, honestly. But how could anyone want to watch this movie when she herself said that the old Snow White movie and everything made her sick and she didn't like it? And if your main character doesn't even like her own story, then why watch?
Rachel Zegler's Hollywood career is teetering on the brink of disaster as Disney takes the most brutal steps yet to erase her from the Snow White project. The same studio that once praised her as the future face of their live-action films has now ruthlessly stripped her of any creative influence in a shocking move. Disney not only pulled the plug on the 3 songs Slur personally wrote and performed, but also decided to cut her out of promotional events altogether. This isn't just a slap on the wrist, this is a full-scale career takedown, critics are already calling it. One of the most public humiliations for a rising star in recent memory, Slur, who had once been hailed for her bold takes and outspoken attitude, is now being punished for those very same qualities. Was her insistence on rewriting Snow White with her modern vision the final straw for Disney, or is this simply Disney throwing Slur under the bus to save itself after a series of PR disasters? What was supposed to be her breakout moment is now a public implosion of epic proportions. Is Rachel Zegler the victim of her own hubris, or is Disney using her as a scapegoat to cover up their own failures? Either way, one thing is clear, Zegler's once promising career may now be on life support, and Hollywood is watching closely to see if she can ever recover from this devastating blow. Rachel Zegler has gone from Disney's golden girl to persona non grata in record time, and the damage may be too deep to repair with Disney turning its back on her. Is Zegler about to become Hollywood's latest cautionary tale? Stay tuned as we uncover the full scope of this unfolding scandal. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Woke Informant for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.